Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to online classes of Iqra Fast by Secondary Schools, a project of Iqra Education System. Dear students of class metric, we have already gone through keywords with their English and Urdu meaning and explanation of the chapter number 16 poem King Bruce and the Spider. We discussed in the last two videos that what was all about the story in this poem King Bruce and the Spider, that how King Robert Bruce of Scotland was under the feelings of despair and disappointment because he had been defeated in many battles and he had no more hope of gaining victory. He wanted to gain independence for the people of his country, but due to the constant failures, he decided to give up. But the moment he was trying to decide to give up, he saw a spider falling down from its cobweb from the ceiling. And then the spider made 9 attempts and failed. But in the 10th attempt, the spider succeeded in reaching its cobweb. The very moment King Robert Bruce decided that when a small creature like a spider can continuously struggle and get success, why not King Bruce? So he once again collected his all efforts and he once again made an attempt against his enemies, and eventually the history tells us that King Robert Bruce succeeded in getting victory against his enemies. So the lesson learned by this poem was about never to give up, to keep on struggling once, twice, and as many times as possible until one gets success. In this video lecture, we will go through the question and answer. There are 2 questions given in the book, but we may be doing 3 questions. I have one more question for you people. Let's start doing this work, but before that, I have an interesting segment for you people. Yes, asking you a riddle. So here you go. The riddle is, when would it be bad luck to have a black cat following you? When would it be bad luck to have a black cat following you? अगर काली बिल्ली आपको फॉलो कर रही हो तो कब आपके लिए ये एक बैड लक होगी, एक बुरा शगुन होगी कह ले. बैड लक कब समझते हैं हम कि काली बिल्ली अगर हमें फॉलो कर रही हो तो हमारे लिए बैड लक होगी. You may think about it. I will answer this riddle in the end of this video. Meanwhile, we will go through the question answers of chapter number 16 poem King Bruce and the Spider. So my brothers, here we are with the question answers. We have to do this exercise or these question answers in our register. So open your registers everybody and do this work along with me. First of all, you will draw the margin lines on the left hand side and on the right hand side. You can see on the left hand side and on the right hand side. These 2 margin lines you will draw in your register. Each margin line of about half an inch, and then you will mention the dates, Islamic date and English dates. You must mention the dates and draw the margin lines before you start your work. So I will wait for you people while you open your registers, draw the margin lines and mention both the dates. I hope you people have done it. You have drawn the margin lines, you have mentioned the dates, and you are ready to work. In the very first line, as you already have made the title page, you don't need to write chapter number 16 poem King Bruce and the Spider. You may directly start from the heading questions answered. In the very first line, you will give the heading of question answers, and then you people will write down the question from the book, or I may write it down on the board. You will write or give this heading with black, heading of question answers, and you will write down the question with black while the answer with blue ink. Question number 1 is, what is the lesson or central idea or message in the poem? This is the answer to question number 1. central idea message in the poem, King Bruce learned the lesson from the spider that one should never lose hope in difficult situation. One should keep trying to get his aim and never be a victim of despair. Those who defy despair are always successful. You people have to write the question with black and answer with blue, which means opposite to my color which I have used on the board. Is that clear? After you have completed this question and answer, or a pair of this question answer, then you have to skip one line over here before you start question number 2. I will draw 2 lines to remind you that you have to skip one line here. Now I will write down question number 2. You may meanwhile copy it down in your registers. I have drawn these 2 lines here to only remind you that you have to skip one line and then you have to start question number 2 from here. I will not be starting question number 2 from here on the bottom. I may erase this question number 1 along with its answer, and then I will write down question number 2 on the board so as to keep things clear for you people to copy down from the video. So you must remember that you have to skip one line over here and then you have to start question number 2 in your registers. Question number 2 is, why did King Bruce decide not to give up his efforts? किंग ब्रूस ने क्यों फैसला किया कि उसे अपनी कोशिश तर्क नहीं करनी चाहिए? I hope you have written down question number 1 along with its answer, and now you will copy down this question number 2 in your registers. Meanwhile, I will write down the answer on the board. Answer to question number 2. King Bruce was hiding in a cave when he watched a spider making repeated attempts of trying to reach its web. He observed that this small creature did not lose hope. This motivated him and he decided not to give up his efforts. किस बात ने इसको मोटिवेट किया किंग ब्रूस ने? क्यों उसने अपनी एफर्ट्स तर्क करने का इरादा नहीं किया, फैसला नहीं किया? बिकॉज किंग ब्रूस जो है वो एक गार में छुपा हुआ था. जब उसने एक स्पैरो को देखा कि वो मुस्तकिल बार बार फेलियर के बाद अटेम्प्ट कर रही है, और उसने ये ऑब्जर्व किया, किंग रॉबर्ट ब्रूस ने ऑब्जर्व किया कि ये छोटी सी मखलूक, ये स्मॉल क्रीचर, उसने अपना उम्मीद का दामन हाथ से नहीं छोड़ा, लूज नहीं किया अपना होप. इस सारे वाकये को देखकर किंग रॉबर्ट ब्रूस बहुत मोटिवेटेड हुआ और उसने फैसला किया कि वो अपनी एफर्ट्स तर्क नहीं करेगा. इज दैट क्लियर? Now you may copy down this question number 2 along with its answer, and in the end you will skip 2 lines over here. After this whole pair of question and answer, you will skip 1 line over here. You will skip 1 line over here. I am again telling you, you will skip 1 line after every question and answer, like you did in question number 1 and answer question number 1 और उसका आंसर लिखने के बाद आपने एक लाइन स्किप की, उसके बाद ही क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 लिखा और फिर इसका आंसर लिखा. इसके बाद आप दोबारा एक लाइन स्किप करेंगे, फिर क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 और उसका आंसर लिखेंगे. इन सब चीजों के साथ साथ आप एक बात नोट कर रहे होंगे कि मैं जो बोर्ड पर लिख रहा हूं वो मेरा इन 2 लाइंस के दरमियान में है सब कुछ. ये राइट हैंड साइड मार्जिन लाइन, ये लेफ्ट हैंड साइड मार्जिन लाइन, इसके दरमियान में जो कुछ भी लिख रहा हूं मैं लिख रहा हूं इन लाइन से. ना तो इस लाइन लेफ्ट हैंड साइड लाइन से बाहर कोई चीज जा रही है, ना राइट हैंड साइड से बाहर कोई चीज जा रही है. यहां मेरे पास स्पेस नहीं था तो मैंने वहां पर वर्ड नहीं लिखा, बल्कि यहां पर लिखा ये वर्ड, ही के बाद ऑब्जर्व. और आप ये देख सकते हैं कि मेरे हर वर्ड के बाद सफिशिएंट स्पेस गिवन है, हर वर्ड के बाद अच्छा खासा स्पेस मैंने दिया हुआ है. तो इट इज नॉट डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू और एनीबॉडी टू आइडेंटिफाई द डिफरेंस बिटवीन 2 वर्ड्स, बिकॉज देयर इज much space in between 2 words. Every 2 words के दरमियान मैंने अच्छा खासा स्पेस दिया है, and this makes my writing on the board quite clear and neat for you to understand or for anybody to understand. So this is what you have to do, that you have to give proper space in between the words. Okay? आपके रजिस्टर में जब आप 2 मार्जिन लाइंस ड्रॉ करेंगे उसके बीच में प्रोबेबली आप 4 या 5 वर्ड्स लिख सकते हैं. अगर वर्ड्स बड़े हैं तो 4, अगर छोटे हैं तो 5 वर्ड्स, नॉट मोर देन 5 वर्ड्स, नॉट लेस देन 3-4 वर्ड्स. तो ना 4 से कम लिखिए ना 5 से ज़्यादा लिखिए. ऑटोमेटिकली आपकी राइटिंग नीट और क्लीन हो जाएगी, आपकी वर्ड प्रेजेंटेशन इंप्रूव हो जाएगी. It's now time to go through question number 3. I will erase this question number 2 along with its answer and then write down question number 3. Meanwhile, you may pause the video here and you copy it down in your registers. Question number 3 is, how did the spider reach its cobweb? How did the spider reach its cobweb? You may copy down the question in your register after skipping one line after answer number 2. Meanwhile, I will write down the answer to question number 3. This is answer to question number 3. The spider had fallen down from its cobweb in the ceiling. It was hanging from a fine silk thread. The spider tried 9 times. I have written 9 in numeric and 9 in word also. The spider tried 9 times and failed, but did not lose hope and eventually succeeded in reaching its cobweb. So you can see that I have given proper space in between the words, plus you people have to take care of spellings also. आप लोगों को spellings का भी ख्याल रखना है when you are copying down these question answers or whatever from the board into your register. You have to be very much meticulous and careful about spellings of each word. Okay, do not make mistakes in that. That's all for today, and we have covered 3 questions along with the answers of chapter number 16, poem King Bruce and the Spider. Now I will take you through the answer to the riddle I asked you at the beginning of this video lecture. The question was, when would it be bad luck to have a black cat following you? When would it be bad luck to have a black cat following you? I'll tell you here what. हमारे माशरे में कई एक मिसकंसेप्शंस कह लें, मिथ्स कह लें या बदगुमानियाँ कह लें, बहुत राइज हैं हमारे माशरे में. उन्हीं में से एक बदगुमानी ये भी है कि अगर काली बिल्ली पीछा करे या काली बिल्ली रास्ता काट ले तो आपका दिन बहुत ख़राब गुजरेगा. आप अगर कोई काम करने जा रहे हैं तो उस काम में कामयाबी नहीं होगी, नाकामी होगी, वो काम ख़राब हो जाएगा. ये बिल्कुल सही बात नहीं है. हमारे प्यारे नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने इन सब चीज़ों को गलत कहा है. आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने वाज़े तौर पर अहदीस में फरमाया है कि ये सब बदगुमानियाँ गलत हैं, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं होती. तो फिर ये सवाल मैंने आपको यहाँ पर बोर्ड पर क्यों दिया? Isn't that interesting? कि ये सवाल मैंने आपको क्यों दिया कि when would it be bad luck to have a black cat following you? So the answer is, and then I explain you. The answer is, if you were a mouse. If you were a mouse. Now you can see this is conditional sentence type 2. यहाँ पर would का इस्तेमाल, यहाँ पर was were यानी कि past simple का इस्तेमाल. If you remember, आप लोगों ने क्लास 8 में और फिर क्लास 9 में डिटेल में कंडीशनल सेंटेंसेस पढ़े हैं. कंडीशनल टाइप 1, कंडीशनल टाइप 2, कंडीशनल टाइप 3. टाइप 1 and 2 टॉक अबाउट प्रेजेंट और फ्यूचर, और टाइप 2 में क्या होता है? टाइप 2 टॉक्स अबाउट इम्पॉसिबल और इमेजिनरी प्रेजेंट और फ्यूचर. टाइप 2 में हम वो कंडीशंस बयान करते हैं जो कि इमेजिनरी हो या इम्पॉसिबल हो. यहाँ पर जो पहली पूछी गई है, रिडल पूछी गई है, ये टाइप 2 में है, कंडीशनल टाइप 2. व्हेन वुड इट बी बैड लक टू हैव अ ब्लैक कैट फॉलोइंग यू? आंसर भी टाइप 2 में है. इफ यू वर अ माउस, ये इफ क्लॉज है, ये वुड क्लॉज है. आप देख सकते हैं कि कंडीशनल सेंटेंस टाइप नंबर 2 इज कंप्लीट हियर कि इफ यू वर अ माउस इट वुड बी अ बैड लक टू हैव अ ब्लैक कैट फॉलोइंग यू. अगर आप एक चूहे होते, आपको अल्लाह ताला ने अशरफुल मखलूक़ात बनाया. दिस इज जस्ट ओनली अ रिडल, एन इंटरेस्टिंग और काइंड ऑफ फनी रिडल. तो उसमें हमने ये बोला कि अगर आप एक चूहे होते तो आपके लिए बैड लक होती कि आपको एक काली बिल्ली फॉलो कर रही है. लेकिन हम ना तो चूहे हैं और ना ही हमें काली बिल्ली इस तरह फॉलो करेगी. तो ये कंडीशनल टाइप 2 है दैट टॉक्स अबाउट इमेजिनरी और इम्पॉसिबल कंडीशन. हमें अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला ने अशरफुल मखलूक़ात बनाया है, सुप्रीम बीइंग्स बनाया है. दिस इज जस्ट अ रिडल. माइंड इट अगेन, आई एम टेलिंग यू अगेन एंड अगेन. This is only a riddle, a funny question to ask somebody and enjoy. When would it be bad luck to have a black cat following you? The answer is, if you are a mouse. I hope you enjoyed this riddle and you will enjoy more asking this riddle to your friends, family and other relatives. We will meet again in the next video lecture with reference to context and a short note on this chapter number 16, poem King Bruce and the Spider. Till then, take very good care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.